My name is Francesca Barrow. I'm a creative director and CEO of Fascinaire. You are invited on my set today at the amazing Chelsea Harbour Hotel for my shoot for Country and Townhouse magazine. So with my theme today for today's editorial shoot being I Dream of South Africa, everything is colourful and inspired by such a beautiful place. I'm using a lot of satins, sensual fabrics, contrasting textures, and really, really beautiful jewel-like colours. So my creative journey for this was really long thought out, and it was a really special shoot for me to create. The creative journey, the character, she is wild at heart and free of spirit like a lion, and that's exactly what we're trying to create today. You can see here all of kind of my creative inspiration for this shoot. So you've got a lot of the blacks and the oranges and the whites going on. It's also really, really relaxed with a few animal motifs as well, because you can't forget that you've got giraffes, leopards, all these amazing, amazing creatures. So we also have kind of contrasting textures like this beautiful Armani jacket. You've got the sequins, but it's going to go on top something like this, which is again a lot more gentle and a lot softer. We can't forget that we're actually shooting autumn-winter today. So these are all autumn-winter collections, but I love the fact that there's color, because who says you can't wear color in winter? I feel like that's just not right. We should all bring a little bit of color into our life. Chelsea Harbour has, for a very long time, been one of my favourite destinations in London. I love the boats, I love the water, but most of all, I love the fact that we're really in the design hub of the world. You've got the Chelsea Design Centre, which is literally right next to the hotel that we're shooting in. And best of all, the penthouses here have the most incredible views of London.
Just for a day, turn off your phone. I can't stand one more moment alone.
I sat down with Lucy Cleland, editor of Country and Townhouse magazine, for which I am directing the October cover shoot for. So Lucy, I have long been a fan of Country and Townhouse magazine, but for those of the viewers who are not so familiar with it, can you tell me a little bit about it?
Of course. Country and Townhouse is a magazine that we set up 10 years ago to cater primarily for a London audience who has interest outside the city, likes to get out at the weekend, whether that's through beautiful British hotels, or they might have a second home, or all the amazing cultural institutions outside of London. So whilst it goes from town to country, it's very inclusive of all lifestyle elements. So, but we kind of tag it country and town. So we look at fashion that bridges both, we look at culture that bridges both. So it's intermingling that kind of lifestyle. So you're neither one nor the other. And that's quite a thing that Londoners do very well.
So I suppose there's a really perfect balance between the interiors and fashion in the publication, and you bring in kind of interiors quite a lot to your shoot sometimes?
Yeah, interiors, we do 2 specific interiors issues every year, because you know, whilst you might as a younger girl be more interested in the fashion side, as you grow older and you start to settle down, you might have a family, the interior side really takes over.
Absolutely.
And actually I find myself more excited
about the interiors
than the fashion sometimes.
So obviously the shoot that we're doing here today is going into the design issue.
Yes.
Have you seen anything here today that you're particularly enamoured by?
Do you know what, it just makes you happy.
I know, doesn't it?
Oranges, the vibrancy, and you know it tells an amazing story, which is fundamentally what we're all about.
Absolutely, absolutely. The story behind everything. I
Yeah.
mean, obviously, these fabrics are Holstered, which was inspired by Ardmore, South African brand. Have you seen kind of sort of a surge in South African brands kind of coming up?
Yeah, no, literally last week I met Chelsea Davy, who's literally just launched her own lovely, lovely jewellery brand.
Absolutely.
All sourced with ethical stones. And I think there is a real surge, which is really exciting because Africa has so much talent and we need to bring it out.
And my final question to you, I have to ask, what is the relevance of this shoot to this issue of Country and Townhouse magazine?
It might seem strange, but our magazine, yes, it's fundamentally British, but it's not Little England. British, especially in these times, has to be perceived as a global player and interested in all cultures and not just the small Little England things.